Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alexis and this is Ask a Trans Woman Season 2. Ask a Trans Woman is my weekly series where I take your questions about a particular topic, go through them, give you my perspective as a trans woman. So a lot of these, they're going to be about what's it like to be trans? How does insert topic here affect me being trans? That's the goal, trying to educate, trying to help out my community. So here we go. Today's episode is all about bras. Lindsay, what's our first question?
Okay. Kicking it off right. All right, let's start with, where is the best place to get a starter bra?
Excellent question. So, where you get your first bra does not matter. Let me say that again. Say it louder for the people in the back. It does not matter where you buy your first bra. I know there's going to be like some emotional attachment to shopping at Victoria's Secret for the first time. I get it. I did it too. Sadly, I went to the outlets. It was a thing. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, the idea here is you're going to be buying a lot of bras over the course of your time. And while you do want your first time to be special, we all want our first time to be special. You don't really need to overthink this one. It's just underwear. So whether you go to Victoria's Secret or you go to Walmart, you just gotta get something that fits, is comfortable, and supports the girls.
Speaking of, what is the best starter bra?
Excellent question. What is the best starter bra? The best starter bra is one that fits. That's all that matters. It needs to fit, and when I say fit, you don't want like bulges and such sticking out and everything, because it's going to make you uncomfortable, especially because you're going to have to wear this for an extended period of time every single day. But beyond that, it's going to make your clothes fit weird as well. You can tell here, just with this one that I'm wearing now, like I'm wearing a bra that fits. For a long time, I made the mistake that I didn't. I was actually wearing one that was a size too small. And so, and I'm not even necessarily talking about cup size, because that's going to change over time too. But as you age, as your body changes, the size that you wear is going to change with your body and as it changes. So you need to make sure that you're staying in a bra that fits. So that's why you need to go ahead and get measured.
The next question, how do you get properly sized?
All right, so getting properly sized for a bra is a very simple experience. Really, any quality lingerie store or place that sells lingerie that has store associates that can help you should be able to do this. I personally recommend Victoria's Secret, not because they're an expensive, fancy place or anything like that, but because specifically their staff, every single one of the people that's walking the floor, they actually wear the tape measures around their neck. So like they always have it with them. So convenience. But then also their staff has been specifically trained to deal with LGBTQ plus people, especially for trans women. So you don't have to feel embarrassed going to Victoria's Secret, because let's be real, I've been there. If you're watching this, most likely, if you haven't been there already, you are going to be there soon. It's really scary to largely still be in boy mode and go to ask to get measured for a bra. It feels weird, and there's no shame in that. So the staff members at Victoria's Secret, they're prepared for this. There's no judgment. And I've done it at least 10 times now. I always just, anytime I go in and they ask, I'm like, sure, let's double check, make sure my size hasn't changed, anything like that. So it's also the really important reason you want to get sized, not only because of making sure it fits. Knowing your size will help you avoid purchasing a bra that doesn't quite fit, which is often the case early on, because as you're a new trans woman, you're just starting HRT, things are just starting to grow. There's not a lot there, but call a spade a spade. Your chest is going to be wider than it is depth-wise. So finding wide sizes in small cups is not the easiest thing in the world to do, even at places that cater to a larger audience like a Walmart or a Target. You may end up, depending on your size, having to order online. And that's okay, there's no shame in that. Whether it's through Amazon or a specialty retailer, or even sometimes Victoria's Secret's website, Walmart, Target, they have extended sizes online that go beyond the general public. So you'll be able to find something, but you need to know your size first. Because you don't want to order something and spend a bunch of money, or maybe not spend so much money, and then find out that like it doesn't fit and you have to go through the returns process, and that can be an awkward hassle. So try to avoid that. Get size first.
That's right. Also note that at Victoria's Secret on the displays, they have a sign that tells you what sizes are available in that bra.
That's
and
an
they let
excellent
you
one.
know if you need to order it online. All right, next question. This is probably a popular question amongst the trans women. Is it okay to wear a sports bra all the time?
Okay. Been anticipating this question. Is it okay to wear a sports bra all the time? The answer is no. Are you at the gym constantly? Then maybe yes, but no. Most of us, myself included, let's be real, don't go to the gym all that often, aren't exercising all that often. So the only reason you want to wear a sports bra is to prevent, too much jiggle going on while you're moving. So the reason you don't want to wear a sports bra all the time is because what a sports bra is going to do is compress. It's going to push everything down and it's going to push it out. That matters as you are with growing breasts. Honestly, this frankly applies to teenagers as well. Let's be real here. If your goal is to grow them out, you don't want to push things down because it's going to inhibit growth out and it's going to push things to the side, creating like too much space here in between the breasts. So you want to try to avoid that. Sports bras can be comfortable. I get it. They can be very comfortable at times. They can feel restrictive at times as well. So, your mileage may vary. But as comfortable as they can be, and, at times like some of them are really tight and they almost feel like you're getting a hug. I get that. But you don't want to damage and inhibit your growth. Because if you do that, you end up getting frustrated with your long-term results of HRT, and you've done damage early on that you could have avoided. So if you do that, you won't have to worry about, maybe I have to get a breast augmentation later because I'm actually happy with my growth. So something to keep in mind.
All right, this one is a good one for you because you definitely have a preference.
Mm-hmm.
Which fastener is the easiest to use?
Okay, so which fastener is and by fastener we literally mean like the hooks for the bra. I do have a preference, but there's a reason I have a preference. It's not just convenience. So up until very recently, I want to say like 6 months wearing the same style of bra. And that was ones, they were racer back in the back, and then they hooked in the front. Now, obviously there's the convenience of hooking in the front. That is definitely easier. You put it on like a t-shirt and you're good. But there's another reason I was wearing the fasteners in the front. And that's actually because by having them fastened in the front, it's creating a pulling motion that helps prevent your breast from growing outward and separating, which creates, again, I was talking earlier, it creates that extra space here. So the idea, and this came directly from my doctor, is you're trying to push them together instead of pulling them apart. So having the fasteners in the front, especially early on, you get that nice pull effect that helps keep them from growing away from each other, which, being assigned male at birth, the way your body has grown, it's already kind of starting to do that because of the way your musculature works. So you just kind of need to give it some extra help.
Okay, here's also a question that even I didn't know the answer to until recently. What is the difference between a bralette and a bra?
All right. So, what is the difference between a bralette and a bra? The basic difference: bras have support here, usually like an underwire. That's like the traditional way that a bra is made. Is there's an actual wire that goes underneath and it keeps the shape. Different manufacturers do things a little bit differently now. You see like better structured support, but it's not like an actual metal because, back my parents' age, your bras would eventually like the fabric would break down and like the wire would pop through and like stab you, and it was like a whole thing. It's like thankfully construction's a lot better these days, so that's not as much of an issue anymore. But apart from that, it's mostly a comfort and support thing. So bralettes are way more comfortable because they're just fabric, really. They give the appearance and the feeling of a bra without the, not emotional support, but the physical support. And as a beginning trans woman, as someone that is new to having breasts, you want to make sure that you are getting that support, because otherwise everything's going to start to sag. So you want to keep things lifted, and so that way, because otherwise, now if you don't care that things get a little saggy, then you do you. I ain't gonna judge. But you want to make sure that if you're going for that like lifted, perky look, you want to make sure that you have nice support through your bra.
How long should a bra be worn each day?
Okay, this is a really important question. How long should a bra be worn each day? Going back to my conversations with my doctor early in transition, at least 8 hours. And that is like 8 waking hours. Doesn't count if you go to sleep in it, although I guess it kind of, it wouldn't be comfortable. But I digress. 8 hours a day, just to make sure that you are, again, a lot of this early work as a beginning trans woman new to HRT, your breasts are starting to grow. You are providing a shape and an environment for them to grow into. It's another reason why you don't want to necessarily wear a sports bra or a bralette, actually. You need that support, because otherwise the shape can get a little wonky. And if you have a wonky shape initially, it makes things more complicated later on if you're going to get a breast augmentation. So you want to just try to keep everything in place and make sure that it's got a nice safe space to grow, so that way you're just keeping the shape, and then you have everything's going in the right direction. You don't want to go this way, you want to go that way.
What style bra is best?
What style bra is best? I think you can guess the answer by this point. It's the one that fits. It's the one that's comfortable. Everybody has a different style. Everybody has a different reason for wearing a bra in a particular scenario. You need to go with the one that is the most comfortable and fits with the clothing that you're wearing at that particular moment. So this does come into play here. For perfect example of this is I used to wear, at my old job, I used to wear a lot of tank tops because it was it was a workshop, it was very hot. So I wouldn't wear very much clothing to avoid sweating to death. So I'd wear a lot of thin tank tops. The problem is then the back here would be exposed as well. So I ran into, it worked for me, but for you, might make you uncomfortable. I was wearing those clasp in the front racer back designs. And so you could see the vast majority of the fabric, right back here, because it was exposed by the tank top. Now, if you're uncomfortable with that style of bra is not necessarily going to work for you depending on what you're wearing. If you're not exposing your shoulders, like right now, I'm wearing a t-shirt. If you're just wearing a t-shirt and everything's going to get covered up, doesn't really matter. Style-wise, as long as it's comfortable, that's all that matters. So just make sure you factor in things like what you're wearing, as well as the comfort level. Because, if you're going to be wearing this thing for an extended period of time, you got to factor that in too. Because, it's kind of like shoes. Think of it like this. There are all different types of shoes, but some shoes you wear for an hour and you're sitting down most of the time, you just want to look cute. And others, you're walking around outside, you're going to be out on a lot of cobblestones or something like that. You don't necessarily want to, have that be the day that you wear your 6-inch heels. It's not going to be a fun time. So there's a time and a place for every style of bra.
Does color matter when it comes to a bra?
Does color matter when it comes to a bra? Depends. Yes and no. So in some instances, color does matter because if you're wearing a thinner white t-shirt, you don't want to be rocking that black bra because it's going to pop through. I know, especially for newer trans women, you're not used to like fashion faux pas and stuff like that. You typically, unless it's the specific look you're going for, you don't want your underwear to be popping through your outerwear. You don't want people to be able to see it. That's just kind of generally a socially accepted thing. Now, if that's the look you're going for, you do you. I ain't gonna judge it. But, I do it sometimes too. I will wear a tank top that exposes my bra a little bit, and sometimes I'll even specifically choose one that has a nice color contrast because it's actually part of the look. I have shirts that actually drop down further so that like my entire side is exposed, and it actually came with a specific bra because that's all part of the design. That's a separate concept. But what we're talking about is ultimately color only matters as long as it's going to be seen through like a shirt. So like if you're going to pick a t-shirt bra, you might want to get ones in multiple colors. This is kind of the funny thing about the way bras work is you're probably not going to, you're going to wear your bra more than once before you wash it, most likely. Now, some of you ladies, I'm going to talk to someone specific here. You don't wash them enough. And I get it. It's been through war. If you've seen the latest Eliza Schlesinger piece, that girl's been through hell with you. But, she could use a wash. So think about that. So you want to make sure you have multiple color options, especially if once you find a style that you really like and you're really comfortable with, especially if it's inexpensive. I know right now Target sells like a 2-pack for like $20. So you get one that's like nice and fancy and lacy and one that's really simple and plain. So you got options. Make sure that you don't kind of pigeonhole yourself into one particular style of clothing as well because, I've only got this one bra that works with it. I've been there. I've made this mistake far too many times where there are dresses that I wanted to wear, shirts that I wanted to wear, but I didn't have the bras that would actually go with it because everything I had either was too dark and it was causing see-through issues or it was too much of a weird contrast with the straps, that sort of thing. But again, that's a personal preference as well. So keep that in mind.
All right, that's all of the questions.
Okay. So, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of season 2. Enjoy this new format, focusing on one specific question. With that in mind, our topic for next week is coming out. This is going to be a special episode because Lindsay's going to get on camera. That's right. She didn't know this, and I'm looking right at her. Lindsay's going to get on camera and talk a little bit about her experience, so you're going to get how she experienced things as well. This will be a great resource, I hope, for you to share with your spouse. So you get not only my perspective, because I've been through this twice. We've talked about this in the last season, but we're going to go into much more detail. I've been through this twice. So drop those questions in the comments below. We're not going to use NGL anymore for different reasons. Drop those comments in the questions. That's where we're going to take all questions moving forward in the comments below. Thank you again so very much for watching. It really means the world to us the way this channel has grown. I hope it's been of assistance to you. If it has, consider liking and subscribing. That helps us out. So, thank you. We'll see you on the next one. And of course, as always, have courage and be kind, especially to yourself.